YouTube, we on another video yet again. This video to me is pretty simple. If you know how to change out levers, you know how to change out levers. That makes sense. If you've never done it before, then there's a little trick. It's a little extra steps you got to take to make it look complicated, but you'll get it. You know what I mean? So let me show you what we're doing. Sorry, in a couple of videos back, most of you guys might have saw this, might not have. I see in the comments that you guys did see. So this all right, it's at a gas station. I thought the kickstand was down. Bike hit the pump. I slid it back up. This was missing. Whatever. So I ordered a replacement, but the replacement I ordered wasn't like ABS levers or nothing like that. I ordered the M version of these levers. The brake one is still fine, so I won't get rid of the brake one, but the clutch side I will get rid of. Now, if you've never done this before, I'm gonna walk you through it. It's very, very simple to replace the levers. This video, what I picked up, crack this guy open. Where's these guys? So let's get started, man. I think this is the brake side, yeah. And then this guy is the clutch side. But this looks just like the one on the end. It's lightweight too, I didn't realize how light they were. Let me just take all this off. And it has the BMW motor rad on the front. All right, so we'll do the brake side first. Yeah. All right, so since we're starting on the brake side, what you wanna do, you need a flathead screwdriver. It goes in this little hole right here. On the bottom of that screw, what you have this little 10-head bolt right here. So you take this off real quick. It's gonna be quick, fast. Once you take this off, all you're gonna do next is focus on taking off this screw. Once you take the screw out, this whole lever is gonna come right out. The 10 mil in the bottom, all it does is just hold this in place so it doesn't screw itself out while you're enjoying your ride. Focusing on everything else. All right, it's not in there really tight at all. Now I can just take it off with my finger. So the brake side, to me, is the easy. Once you take this bolt out, you're done. So here, let me put the brake side on. All right, so now I have the brake side. Yeah, it won't stay though. I don't want to mar it up. I just got it. Okay, so if it stays like that, all I got to do now is just slide this guy in place, just like this. There we go. So now it's in place. And then just screw this down and then put the top screw and I'm done. So to me, the brake side is the easiest side. It's not hard at all. It's just really one bolt or one screw, if you will. This screw here is all you change. You don't change anything else. You don't untighten or tighten anything else. Everything stays exactly the same. And the brake works like as if it's the other brake. So once this part is done, you put the bottom bolt back on, which is this one right here. You tighten it down. It's a 10 millimeter. And once you tighten down the 10 millimeter, you can always adjust, just like the OEM. You just turn this little knob here. And then you have brakes at the heights that you want to have your brakes. So now we're gonna do the clutch side. Now this side, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, is a little bit more trickier, the brake side. So on this side, there is a sensor. The sensor is literally right here, this sensor right here. So you're gonna have to transfer this guy over to the clutch lever. And then obviously take off this portion. And then you just gotta transfer the clutch sensor over to the new one and then put everything back together. All right, so what you're gonna need to take this bottom one out is an 8 millimeter. Yep, you're gonna need 8 millimeter for the bottom, and then this guy should just slide right out. The one thing you're gonna wanna transfer over though is this copper pin that's inside of it. You're gonna have to transfer that over to the new lever. But now let me take off this and disconnect the sensor, and then transfer everything over to the new lever. All right, so there's gonna be a cover that's on the bottom of the lever. You just pull that right off like that. Pull this cover, because you're gonna need it. All right, so once you expose the cover, you wanna make sure this part is lined up perfectly so the cable can slide right out. All right, so once you get it out, I had to completely take it off of the lever bar because I didn't have enough room to maneuver it. But you're gonna have this, okay? This part, don't let this scare you. So when you get to this part, you're gonna need this piece. This is what controls the clutch sensor. So remember, you gotta transfer over this pin right here. When you take this pin out, this whole portion is gonna come right out. So let me try to do it with one hand. Hell no. The most important part that you don't wanna lose is that little spring right there, because that spring sits inside of this hole right here when you put this new one on. If you don't use that spring, this is just gonna be loose. It's gonna be just loose in there. You don't want that. I'm gonna take out this pin here. This is gonna completely come apart. I'm just gonna transfer this top portion over to the new lever and then put the thing back on the bottom. All right, so there's literally a few seconds and this was done. So all I did, remember this was on here, right? This is now loose, it's whatever, but this is trash. This is the one that's broken. But this one now has that spring that you cannot lose, I'm telling you. And then this controls the clutch sensors. So I'm gonna go put this back on the bike. Now this part, I'm not gonna lie to you, is gonna be tough. Taking off this was hard. So putting it back on in here is gonna be twice as hard. So I'm definitely not gonna record this. I need 2 hands. As long as I get it on the bike, that's all I care about. So the easiest way I would recommend to put this back on is just to put that little ball thing here first, turn it over, then put it in place. If you put this in place and then try to put that ball back in, you're gonna have a hard time. It took me a whole of 2 seconds. All right, so once you have this lever in place, these two are touching just like it's supposed to. Now you can put that bolt back through the hole and put the lever and stuff back on the bike, and then you're good to go. But yeah, man, I don't know how to record all this no more. I'm feeling under the weather, like I think I'm getting sick. This video is kind of all over the place. Whatever. So now that you got the clutch pinned back in, clutch is hella loose. The sensors are still touching like it was before. Make your final adjustments on how much play you want on the clutch lever. So you basically just turn these out until it feels just right. There's really 2 adjustments you have to make. So I had to get on and get off, get on and get off. But the way I ride, I like my hands to be at rest. And I don't want to have to do this to grab the clutch. I like my hands to just be resting, because this is how my arm is when I'm riding. You kind of want it in that straight angle when you're riding, right? So for me, you can either have the clutch lever up high if you're a shorter person, or you can have it angled down if you're a taller person. Now you don't want it straight down like this to grab the clutch lever. That doesn't make too much sense. But if you have it at an angle to where when your hand is resting, you can just grab the clutch lever or the brake lever, which is how I have mine set up on every bike I've owned. It's a lot easier to ride. You're not having a, sometimes when you're riding and you're all the way tucked and you have to go like this to reach for the lever to pull it in. Well, when it's lowered like this, so even if my arm is down, I just reach up and grab it. And if I'm cruising, same thing. I just reach up, grab the clutch and switch gears, just like that. So yeah.